just bugging.
Hey man, what we got here?
It's Christmas here, just bugging. No, I'm kidding. It's like Christmas for us guys. These are the parts for the 1776 build for the Sanford trophy car. Yeah, we got bearings. Oh, I tell you, it's like Christmas, man. I don't care what anybody says. What we got in here? What do you think, Rick? What is it?
Chromoly connecting rod.
Chromoly connecting rod.
I mean, it says it all over.
Oh, yeah. Oh, duh.
Duh.
Ruggy. Okay, chromoly connecting rods everywhere. Alright, let's see what else is in here. Yeah, there we go. And down there, what we got in here? This looks like a crankshaft.
Crankshaft.
Yeah.
A box inside of a box.
Yes, it's a box inside a box. Alrighty then. Yes, there is. Counterweighted crankshaft.
Chromoly crank.
Yeah. And this, we'll go to the big one last, just like you do at Christmas time. Yes, these are the pistons.
Yeah, pistons and cylinders.
Yeah. There we go, 90.45. 1776. Here we come. Hey, wait a minute. And we got another package, but I don't think it comes until sometime next week. And then I don't know when the paintbrush is gonna arrive. This
is the best part.
Is the best part. Oh wait. Oh. So the case is not here.
Ah.
The case comes next week. We were all wrong on that one. This is the
12.5 pound flywheel.
Oh, we got our heads in here, huh?
Yeah, cam, lifters.
Yeah. 110 cam.
110 cam.
And here's our main bearings. And here's our gasket set. Oh yeah! There we go. We get a case and we are ready. Alright, that'll work. So everyone, stay tuned. We'll receive some more parts and then we can get on and film this fine build that Rick will be taking care of. The 1776. You looking forward to it?
Oh yeah.
Alrighty.
It's gonna be a fun one.
Just bugging. So what you up to, Rick?
Assembling the rotating assembly today. When we bought this kit, it came with chromoly rods. I've never dealt with this AA chromoly rods before. I must say I am impressed. Comparing them with a stock rod, you can clearly see we got a little more beef in here than we do there, and a little less down here than we do there. It's ought to be a very well balanced engine and
sweet, and counterbalance crank.
Yep, counterweight crank, light and flywheel.
Sweet. So we got all the jugs and pistons and heads, and still waiting on the case. I think it arrives tomorrow, and then a back order shroud, and
ought to make for a very impressive 1776.
Well, that's great to hear. Yeah, I'm sure Brian will be happy to hear that. All right, I'll let you get back to work.
Hey man, what we got here?
We've got the case for the 1776. It's going to go into the trophy car. Yeah. Now we can get to moving on. He already assembled the crank and the cams together and lapped the valves for the new head, so it's ready.
Hell yeah.
Tomorrow we are going to start on it. All right, coming along. I see you got the cam and lifters in there.
Yeah, we fixing to put the case together.
Hell yeah.
Just put some more of this breaking cam lube on it. Can't never use too much of this crap.
Yep, very important. Break that cam in properly that first 30 minutes or 20 minutes or so, huh?
Yeah, that's critical. That you take the time, do all this smooth and by the numbers.
That's where you got to be careful where the cam hops up, huh?
Yeah, he'll pick up on you, but I'll double check my timing marks before I put the case halves together.
That's a smart thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, you get one shot.
At least you notice it when you do that.
Yeah, that's why you double check before you put them together.
Exactly.
Put one together where the timing's off.
And you wish you never did it, and you make sure you don't do it the next time. All righty, I'll leave you alone. All right, Rick, I see you got it all together there.
Yeah, we got the rotating assembly done.
Great, got all your studs in. And
yeah, we're ready to put the jugs on it, pistons, put the heads back together.
that'll work. It ain't gonna be long. That's why I got over on this transmission. I got one of the axle tubes off. Of course, remove the bearing to get it off. And just a reminder, I mean, I've had other videos with this doing a swing axle, but you see these gaskets here are basically like shims. So you want to try to get them off together and then try to separate them and get an idea of what you had when you took it apart, so you can kind of zero in on, get you closer to where you need to be. And I'll get into that later when I get to putting it back together, but you got to feel it. You're basically going to give it some play, a little bit of clearance so it can move around. But let's see if I can separate them some. They all kind of fuse together. All right, typically I've seen about 5 to 6 of them on it. It's not uncommon to have one side have one more than the other. So I've got 1, 2, but you get the idea. Hey guys, well, this is the 1776 motor. New case, new heads, everything. Pistons, jugs. It's going to be a nice build. As you can see, I've got the tins painted, the shrouds over there, got a bunch of parts out there painted. That motor was originally a single port, so now it's going to go to a 34 pit carb, and he chose this color. You know, it's a green metal flake on the body, and he's going to have the interior recovered and match the beige on the tins, and it'll contrast well with the green. And so I've got the tranny out, and I'm prepared to do a refresh on it. And this motor had a 6-volt flywheel, which is the 180 millimeter, correct?
Yeah, most of them are.
Yeah, so I got to grind off and clearance these little humps in here for the 200 millimeter flywheel to fit in here. And we're getting a universal starter because it wallowed out the hole here for the stem to go in. Then I'll replace the shaft seal, the paper gaskets that go on here, get the right end play on this, on the cone. I've got those freshly painted. And then I'll replace the hockey stick gasket in here.
Hey man, what we got here?
We've got the 1776 coming together. We're about done with it. Just this isn't the carburetor that's going to go on it. Actually, it's a 34 pick's going to go on it. So all I've got left is to clean up and paint the exhaust that came on it, and then we'll install the exhaust. And we'll be putting this up in there. I've got the tranny right here. I did one side over here. This will all be painted black, but I did one side over here. It's got new gaskets in here, new boot. So I've got to put the bearing on the end and then do that side. And then we clearanced the inside of the bell housing because this was a 6-volt flywheel in here, and you have to clearance these out to be able to put the 200 millimeter flywheel in here because it'll be 12 volts. And then we're going to get a universal starter where it doesn't have to have the shaft and the bushing here. Then I pulled the end of the transmission off of I call it the hockey stick right here. Pull this off, replace this gasket, and put all that together, assemble new axle seals on it, and put the brakes back on, and slap this up under the Dune Buggy so we can put in the motor. We've got some wiring to do to that, straighten up, but we should be breaking the 1776 in sometime this week. So
it's looking good.
Yes, it is looking good. This is what he chose, and it'll contrast well with the green metal flake, and then he's going to have the interior, all the seats and everything recovered to match this. And we chose he wanted a beige, and I pulled out my paint chip book, and right there on that page was a beige, and I looked at it and it said Dune. Dune is the color. So I was like, hey, that's it. You like it? It's Dune Buggy, and it's Dune sand color.
Definitely looks
like a
sandy.
sand dune. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna really stand out under that green metal flake paint job. Hey guys, this is G-Man with Just Buggin. As you can see, I'm done with the refresh on the swing axle for the trophy car Dune Buggy. It was originally made in the 70s in Sanford. You've all seen it. And so this is all done and painted. And today is the day, as you can see, the beautiful 1776 is all ready. It's all assembled. Freshened up his exhaust, original exhaust on it, sandblasted it, painted it with some heat high temp paint, and we are ready to crank it up for the break-in today. As soon as Rick gets here, it's all ready to go. It looks really nice. I'm real happy. Brian, the owner, came by yesterday and looked at it, and he's gonna drop in today to hear it run. So, just bugging, man. I tell you. It's gonna be a sweet one. That buggy is gonna haul ass. Good morning, Rick. So what do we got going on now?
We got the 1776 for the trophy car. We're fixing to light him off for the first time and get him broke in and make sure he's happy.
There we go. All right, fire in the hole. All right, guys, as you can see, it's going well on the break-in. It's going to be about 30 minutes, so stay tuned. Well, guys, she's running right through our break-in period. Should be about 10, 12 minutes into it. Got a timer set for it. No issues found, no oil leaks. Running great. About 55 PSI oil pressure at this time. So we should be hammering right through the break-in of the cam, and we'll be good to go. It's going to be a beautiful build. That's going to be a little screamer.
What's up?
What's going on? How you doing this morning?
Good. Starter?
Oh, great.
We've been playing with your engine already.
But you didn't miss anything.
Sweet. Sounds badass. Sounds like a Harley.
Even through the break-in process, when on break-in everything's new, so an engine runs hotter than it normally would. Everything's real tight. 130 degrees at the case, 140 down there on the bottom side of the jugs. So when I put the new bearings in there, I clearance the bearings, because on Volkswagens, for some reason, the oil hole that supplies the oil from the case through the bearing to the crank, they don't line up perfectly. Half the hole's covered, and they're all that way. So I take and sit down and I clearance those, so it's unshielded now. Gets full flow in there. I'm very happy with it. It runs good. It runs about like you'd expect a new engine. It's a little temperamental on startup, and you know, everything's still getting all acclimatized. And although it would like a good set of 40s, yeah, we're gonna put dual 34s on it, and that ought to do just fine.
Oh yeah, yeah. With that little Dune Buggy, it'll be hopping all over town.
You know, it's a 1776 with a 110 cam, 34s on it. It really should perform quite nicely and give him a very economical, dependable platform.
And a little more eye candy.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Alrighty, well, I'll get back with you when you got them all on there. Looking good.
Ooh, look. We got the dual 34 pit carbs for the 1776. It's gonna look nice. Nice. Well, hell yeah.
Sweet.
Hell yeah, another great
filled from just bugging. Yeah, and it loads nicely, and yeah, and look at the eye candy, man. It makes me wish the sticker would have went up there, but then again, it's probably much more visual down there on that Dune Buggy like that.
Yeah, because it overhangs a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get maybe some little black plugs and stick them in there.
Looks sweet, guys. Hell yeah, did a good job.
Stay tuned for when it goes in.
Hey guys, Pat and I over here getting the refresh tranny up under the trophy car Dune Buggy. Then I'm gonna put my new axle seals and the brakes together somewhat because I'm waiting on wheel cylinders, and then we'll put the tires on it and roll it around the front of the shop, and Rick can get started on replacing the entire wiring harness. As you can see, it desperately needs it.
It wants to come off that stand.
I just love those freaking dual 34s.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And they're blued too.
Sweet.
Yeah, that definitely puts some value and some eye candy on that.
Yeah. I like it.
Dune Buggy, should I say.
It's ready to jump off this stand in that buggy and go down the road.
Yeah.
You'd think it was a 1915 and need that stand back there.
Yeah.
You know, it's fucking badass. Yabba dabba doo.
All right, Rick, what you up to with the trophy car?
Well, people been paying attention. We got the engine done.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, 1776, she's ready to rock.
and the tranny's up in it now.
He's in it. But now we get the fun part. We're rewiring it from one end to the other.
Yep, yeah. And we're putting a fuel line in it too from
Yep.
front to back.
Yeah, new fuel line. I want to talk with Brian and see if he wants us to make these function out like they're supposed to.
Yeah,
We'll leave these for now just to plug the holes.
yeah.
Later on down the road, we'll figure out something else to put there.
So you got to take the side pods off to get to the bolts to get the.
Get the hood off, yeah.
It looks like we might need a new body seal.
Yeah, I probably could use one. Best case scenario, that seal's been in there since 1970.
It looks like it. It's all original gel coat.
Yep.
Yeah.
But there again, that's something we can do at a later date if Brian wants us to.
Oh yeah, not that big of a deal. He wants to get out and enjoy it now.
Yeah, we'll get this stuff done, let him go take it and have a little fun, and he can bring it back to us next winter or something.
There you go. Alrighty, I'll let you get on with it. Along on this wiring harness.
Actually, I've got the wiring harness all taken out. Now it's time to start putting it all back. We're waiting on a few parts right now. We'll get started on it here in a little while. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and pull the fuel tank. Yeah, they had 2 wiring harnesses going back there, and that's about 57 more wires than it takes to run a Volkswagen.
So somebody just came in here and didn't take out and added to it.
Yeah, but every time they had a problem, they didn't bother to figure out what the problem was. They just went new. Left the old, go to new.
I hate that. But overall, it's not that bad, huh?
No.
Now that you cleaned everything out, it's going to be in there right. And then we're going to replace the fuel line. And they had that rubber line with one clamp on the back seat bolt just hanging.
Yeah.
That's not good at all.
Yeah, it's entirely too nice of a buggy to try to burn it to the ground. I assume they ran the rubber line because the steel line in the tunnel's probably rusted out.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty common. Although this is a 70 trophy car, the floor pan is probably a 62 or 3.
Yeah. Yep, with the swing axle back there. That's what I saw when I needed parts
and
for it.
You look here at the heater knob alongside the shifter.
Yeah.
That's something that I recall they changed it in 63. So I think 64 had levers alongside the emergency brake.
Right.
I may be wrong, but it's right in that ballpark. And the same thing, if you look down here at the pedals, they got the waffle head.
Yeah.
There's no rubber on those. That's something else that they stopped doing in the real early 60s.
All right. Well, I'm sure if anybody disagrees with us, they'll make a comment.
Yeah.
We don't know everything, but
No, there are people out there that know more than me about it, and I welcome them to go right ahead and point it out.
yeah, point it out. We got no problem with it.
We're all here to learn.
All the facts. Yep, exactly. Well, I'll let you get back to it. Looking good. Rick's coming along with it, getting an idea of where everything's going to go. The fuse box was originally up here, so we're going to put it here also. We're going to relocate the reservoir, and then we're going to get a new master, a 22 millimeter bore master, chrome for Dune Buggies, and get all that set up. I don't know how anybody could ever fill this with brake fluid other than pop it out, fill it up, and slap it back up in there. I guess that's what they had in mind. So waiting on the PVC pipes and clamps so we can go up under the body there with the wiring harness and the fuel line. Of course, I got to get the fuel line coming. As you can see, Rick is getting along with the new wiring harness going in it. You know, this one came with the pods on the side, so all this will close up. We've got the harness, instead of it going under the car, there was two harnesses on the car. Somebody replaced one and didn't take out the other. Don't ask why. So we cleaned all that mess up. And now the fuel line and the wiring harness go through this PVC pipe, and it'll all be clamped here, and it'll look nice, and everything will be well organized, and we'll put some loom on the wiring, and it'll trim off this and start hooking up everything. Well, we ran into a problem with our customer's request for front disc brakes. Apparently they do not make one where the caliper can clear a 14-inch rim. And as you can see with the blue still on the white wall lettering, these are brand new tires. Nice Cragars, looks good this way. So we're gonna get the brakes working as it's set up now and figure out what we're gonna do with that later. I do see he needs a new rag joint. This one is just hard as a rock and cracked. So gonna have to get one of those ordered. We're probably gonna relocate that to get access to it better, the brake fluid reservoir. And as you can see, the wiring's going up in here. The fuse box was way up here. We moved it down for better visibility underneath there. All right, well, we're gonna get on with this today and get this one ready to get back on the road.
Yeah, they ran a rubber hose right to the bottom of the floor pan back to the engine.
See down there? And there's a wire right beside it.
Now, granted, if I was out somewhere in the middle of nowhere and I had a problem, I would do that to get it back home.
Yeah, but you'd fix it.
But that is in no way an ideal repair for that problem. My understanding that Bruce Myers, when he made the Manx, he put a piece of PVC pipe into the fiberglassing right in here.
Right.
To run the wiring harness through.
And then the side pods go over it, so, you know,
yeah,
you're not going to see it. And then you can see where it comes back here. And then you got it all braced and it's secured. Yeah, it's going to look nice. And then if you can see that a little bit back here, we just shoot some like rubberized paint on it. I've got some plasti dip or just regular spray paint, but the rubberized stuff's not going to peel back off. So yeah, we'll freaking shove that back up in there with some sealer, and then when he comes back and decides he wants to do some more work on it, we'll pick this up. He wants to get out and enjoy it. So all right, looking good. It's going to be done right this time. I mean, look at the mess that came out of it. I mean, that's just some of it. That's not the back half, is it?
No, that's just some of it. Here's the rest of it.
Oh my God. See, there was two wiring harnesses in this. They just left the other one there and went around it. So that mess is going to this. And like you said, we're going to put some loom on it where it comes out of the PVC pipe and everything. So it'll be good to go. Good job. All right. The trophy car is naked. What's going on here?
Well, we're pretty much tore down as far as we're going to be tearing it down. Now it's time to build up.
Yeah. So you said the brackets on the bottom of the dash and the windshield weren't hooked up.
No, we got this bracket here, little piece of angle iron that supports the bottom of the dash and ties it in with the body. Top of the dash ties in with the hood. And all the few screws were left in this were broken. All the rest had vibrated out.
And it was just hanging there, huh?
Yeah, you know, when this was built, they didn't know what a lock nut was. So we're going to be putting it back together with nylocks and lock washers. And
so it's going to be done right, and he's not going to have this problems with the wiring, spaghetti, whatever they had going there.
Yep, I've got all the wires labeled, and I think I know where they go.
Oh, there you go. That's a start. Well, there's a fire extinguisher over there if you need it.
Here, use this.
All right, hopefully not.
Hey man, what we got here?
The trophy car Dune Buggy. As you can see, we went further than we planned on. We wanted to get the material out of here, and of course it went behind the roll bar, which all of this was not really secured real well. And then as you can look out here, the seal's coming out, body seal. And then we have the seat belts were right through here, which is not safe. It would just yank the bolt right through. And then you got a hole here, and for some reason I guess that was a drain hole for some reason. This is where the seat belts went. So that shouldn't take too long. I think I'm going to do this myself this weekend, so that when Rick comes back, the body will be sitting back on there and we can just move on from there and get the wiring done.
Hey man, what we got here?
Well, I'm doing some floor repairs. The fronts were fine and everything, and that side was bashed up a little bit. It's got some surface rust on it. But this side was really bad.
It's looking good.
Here's the piece. You can see through it.
Oh yeah, Swiss cheese right there.
Yeah, so I'll replace that right there, and I'm gonna pull it out, vacuum it out, and spray phosphorus everywhere, and let it sit. And then tomorrow, brush it a little bit, and then paint it. So.
Hell yeah, it's looking good, man.
Solid floor now.
Yeah, for me a sweet buggy.
Oh yeah, looking nice.
Hey man, so what do we got here?
Dune Buggy heaven here. There's two of them here, but this one right here is what we're going to discuss. Of course, y'all saw that I put a small patch in the floor over there, an actual piece that belongs there. And Rick's done all the wiring on it, and it's pretty much done with the wiring. See, we've already installed the motor in it, and just got under there today and filled the gear oil up. I've replaced the brake shoes and wheel cylinders on the rear, inspected the front. Somebody's already been there. Pads were good, wheel cylinders brand new. I replaced the right rear brake line hose. It was restricted. Got all the brakes done. Replaced the master cylinder. Relocated the reservoir. It was under the fuel tank. Try filling that up or keeping an eye on it. So we put it in here. You know, you could put a squirt bottle with a little hose and watch it and fill it up from below. You know, push, squeeze, and get some fluid up there. So, and he had this what is a charger gas cap?
Yes.
Yeah, he had this charger gas cap, and all it was is a hose neck coming up and stuck into, this wasn't here, there was nothing there, just a hose set here, and you just put your nozzle in the hose, and there was no seal, no nothing. He was complaining about vapor, so we had to rig something up here for us to have a neck to connect the hose to, and then the seal didn't seal on anything. I'm going to clean some burrs off of it. I stuck this seal underneath this one to raise it to where it goes into what I need. So we're going to see how that works, and when all this is dry, we'll put some water in it and see if it holds, or come up with something else. That's just an idea while I'm waiting for this to cure, but it gives us our connection. We'll come up with a better seal if it needed. And you can see
hit that button.
Collins back in there.
Give that button a little press.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we got to still install or hook up the clutch cable and get some fuel in here, and we should be able to crank this one up.
Yeah,
so
it'll be sweet. That motor looks really good in it.
Right, done right. You know, it's going up through the PVC tube here, like on a Myers Manx, and like that one over there, it's permanently attached to the car. So fuel line goes through there too. That's the one in the tunnel's all rotted out. She's looking good. Hopefully we can get her done tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, well, let's hear it run.
Oh, okay. Get the windshield back on, get the seats in it, clean it all up, drop it to the ground, and take it for a drive, and maybe have to bleed or adjust the brakes again and make sure everything works, and hopefully this bad boy will get out of here soon.
Hell yeah. Hey man, so what we got here?
Well, we've got the Sanford trophy car about to go out on its maiden voyage, so.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It was built in Sanford in 1970. It is original paint. Wait till you see the pods on the side. The body goes all the way down, hides this.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
You just redoing it?
Yeah, we rebuilt the motor, put a 1776 in it with about 85 horsepower. Plenty. Feels weird with such a small steering wheel.
How was it?
It was good.
Hell yeah, you guys
How'd
are
you like
zooming
it?
by.
I'd call that a successful shakedown run.
Yeah, just some adjustment on the brakes. That's about it, what I expected. So
Hell yeah.
it's going to be a pain in the butt because I can't do it with the wheels on it. So
But he definitely wants to run.
yeah, it does. I can smell all that paint. Everything looks good. Just needs to be cleaned up. We got to go get some fittings so we can take our gauge back off and put his sender for the light and then for his oil pressure gauge. Yes, that'll be his electronic oil pressure gauge, and then he'll get his idiot light. So other than that, clean her up and adjust the brakes and get her out of here.
Hell yeah. Hey, you better hold on.
That's a nice bug. That
I
is
still
a
got some
nice
clutch adjustments.
It's a little scary.
Oh, very scary. You ought to do this one without brakes.
Oh yeah, all gas, no brakes.
Now we're gonna go try to...
I'd let you drive it. You want to drive it?
Hey guys, it's Dalton.
G-Man.
So, the 1776 build is done for the 1970 Dune Buggy, and as you guys can see, it runs really good.
He decided once we needed to buy a case, you know, like we said, there wasn't enough material in it, or it had already been line board and thrust cut. He decided, well, let's go bigger. Instead of 1641, we went with the 1776. And of course, we did the break-in with the single carb, just much easier to deal with one carb, set it and break in, get through the cam, and then put what you want on after it. I'm aware we could have gone some bigger carbs, but it's the Dune Buggy. It's going to be plenty for what he needs.
Very
And if
lightweight.
yeah, and if later, you know, wants to put 40s on it or something, we can do that later. But thing hauls ass. I mean, it is
Yeah,
so
it
fun to
does.
drive. As you can see, we dealt with the wiring issues. I don't know what it is about Dune Buggies with two wiring harnesses on it. I've got
It's-
one in the backyard. I've got to eliminate one out of it.
It's whack. I mean, if you're going to go there to fix a problem, just
Get
do
rid
it
of
the right
other-
way.
Get
Yeah.
rid of the other wiring harness. Why put another one beside it?
Yeah.
But anyways, we got through that, and then you can see us test driving it, and took Fred for a ride.
Yeah,
and
which
he
is
loved
really
that.
cool. I gotta say though, stay tuned for part 3 because in part 3 you get to see that I got to drive it and
And you
I-
didn't want to bring it home.
yeah, I did not want to bring it home. I just kept going around the neighborhood and saying, man, I really don't want to get out of this. And I didn't push it full bore, but it's just so much fun driving it. I mean, I really think Brian has a sweet ride right there, especially with that
He's
1776.
going to enjoy that on the beach.
Yeah, stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, and have a just bugging of a day.
Keep on bugging out there.